So this is my Gondorian pile of shame. I have some models ready to paint. I also have some eBay ones, like him, already painted. The majority though are a bunch I have prime black from a previous attempt at getting through my, back then, much smaller pile of Gondor shame. On a few I even started doing the armour. So for this current attempt I was thinking, what do I do? Do I go Games Workshop colour scheme, like the eBay ones? Or maybe change the tunic to a different colour? Do I go with my favourite colour blue, or would that be treading on Dol Amroth territory? Or do I do a custom colour scheme and go crazy? So I decided to go with a custom one. I was searching in my mind for inspiration for a custom colour scheme. And then I went back to 2011 and my hundreds of hours of Skyrim. One moment, gotta do this. So my favourite armour since I could craft it was the ebony armour set. Even when I could make the other two better armours, Dragon and Daedric, I still stuck with my ebony armour pieces and weapons. So I think that's a good custom colour scheme, maybe not because of the variety of colours being used, because it is just black and silver, but because of what it means to me. The nostalgia. I think that should make for a good custom colour scheme on the table. So that's what I'm going to attempt to recreate. So I'm going to start off with the already a bit painted. The one on the right I think was from eBay and was partly painted already. One on the left is definitely one I started on, because back then I didn't have much metallic paints, pretty much only had the base coat lead belcher. But now I have much more. First thing is to touch up the metal base coat with lead belcher and the mist not painted yet parts, and then come back in with Abaddon black on the tunic and the belts and the gloves and the flat parts of the armour pieces to bring the silver to the edges, especially on the tasset. Because the ebony armour is quite a detailed, intricate piece with a lot of overlapping pieces, which isn't really here in this model, but where we can do it, we'll do it, like on the tassets. And I'll go back and forth between doing those, with doing the black and the highlighting ridges and the corner pieces to be the base of the eventual varying shades of silver to give that ebony armour look. And then using the shade to kind of bring it down to see what that does. Brings up the black, tones down that silver a bit, getting those crevices. While that was drying, I then got a prime black model and just did a silver dry brush to compare. It was obviously much quicker and got the desired look, more or less, like on the tassets, but also not as precise and too heavy on other parts. That's probably nothing to do with the dry brushing technique in general, more likely my fault. And then again, coming back over with the black on my tunic, straps, belts and gloves. So at this point, soon after the battery died, I didn't swap it over with a fresh one because I wasn't feeling it. Because I wasn't feeling like it was going as I hoped when I originally thought of doing the ebony armour. At worst, I was thinking it looks like a normal painted Gondorian where I've missed bits, or it's just shoddily dry brushed. So with the cameras off and not sure if this will become a video, I just kept on painting, getting the armour pieces the right amount of black and silver, and got the face and hair painted too to get a quickly finished look. By the time I left the garage that night, I still wasn't feeling good about it. I had some problem solving to do. The next morning though, I popped in before work and I think the sleeping on it helped. I felt better about it. So now we're going to go into that evening with attempt number 2. Starting with a prime model, I'm painting the tunic, gloves, straps and belt Abaddon black, because the primer black is lighter and that adds some variety between material black and metal black. Hopefully. Then picking out the ridges and edges again with lead belcher. Then once the base is down, I'm dry brushing with a lighter silver Ironbreaker.
Now I could just ruin everything I've just done.
Try not to go too heavy with it. Then once I've dried it, I'm going over with even brighter Stormhost silver for the trims and edges and a prominent centre line on the helmet. Then touch-ups on the black parts from the dry brushing, like on the belt and the tunic, and also on the greaves, because I made a decision to give separation between the silver on the knees and feet. But I will later do a little bit of stippling of silver just on that centre line of the greaves. I also use Runefang steel I don't know where the footage went. Might have been the moments where I forgot to click record. I do have this little bit of footage from when I was doing the sword, so I'm going to say something now, which might be wrong because I've never actually looked into it properly. But Runefang steel to me is a quite translucent layer paint. You can't just throw it on like you would a base paint like you kinda can do with some layer paints. So I figured, and again this could be wrong, but I just use it as a transparent layer to add shimmer and shine to armour. Is that right? Is that what people use it for? Because that's what I use it for. So hey, this ain't a how-to video, this is a how-I video, so take that as you will. Cool, this has been Runefang steel bit I forgot to record and say about. On with the video. So that's the ebony armour done. I'm much happier with the armour this time around. So it's on with the face hair and other bits. Then my usual basing with my tub of sand. As you can see, I did a little sprinkling of some grass, but that didn't stick. But I was putting tufts on anyway, so it didn't really matter. I did think maybe I should do the whole thing where you paint it brown and then paint it over and stuff, or paint it black and then grey dry brush, but I kind of like the look of the sand because I do need some colour, with mostly being black and silver, so we're throwing on some green tufts as well. So that's my Elder Scrolls Skyrim ebony armor inspired Gondorian. So hopefully from what you've seen and what you've seen in the final product, it doesn't look like just a quickly dry brushed and thrown in the done pile model. Let me know in the comments, I guess. And while you're down there, make sure to like, comment with whatever other stuff you like to say. Always lovely to see you in the comments. I reply to each one of you. And as always, subscribe. See you on the next one.
It's quite cool.